with Jerome Bettis right now, Hall of Famer, here on the Rich Eisen Show. Okay, so Jerome, Super Bowl, let's say Super Bowl 40. Let's say it was closer than the final score of that game. Super Bowl 40. Here we are. You've got a half-yard line situation. Let's just say, I'll throw a number out there, 30 seconds left in this game, in the Super Bowl. And there's a pass play that's called instead of handing the ball off to you. What do you do about that, Jerome Bettis?
Oh my goodness!
What do you do?
I am livid. I am super mad. And there was a case, not of this magnitude, but we had a game. I'll never forget it. We were playing Jacksonville, I believe it was. I think we were in overtime or something like that. Mm-hmm. And it was a 4th and 1 play, a 3rd and 1 play, and they didn't put me in. And in that play, quarterback fumbles the ball. It gets picked up, run back for a touchdown. We lose the game. And I'm saying to myself, are you kidding me? You don't put me in. So I was pissed. And I made it known, my resentment for that situation, because the point I'm making is you have me on the team for this reason. And now in the moment where you have to make a decision, you go away from what you do best to do something else. I was offended, and if I was Marshawn Lynch, I would be offended as well. I'm saying, this is your bread and butter. This is what we do. This is not the time to go away from it. We've got the timeouts. We should try to pound this thing 1, 2 times, 4th down. Hey, that's the moment of truth. That's when you got an option run a pass, and maybe you put it in Russell Wilson's hands at that point. But you go with what you know, and I think that's what they went away from.
Well, Jerome, also that helped. That was the final play, as we all know, for scrimmage for Seattle, and New England's a champion, and Brady's got 4 rings now. You were a part of the worldwide leader in sports trio of analysts after the Brady press conference, where Brunell was moved to tears, essentially. And do you still feel that Brady was being less than honest in that press conference, or the information that's trickling out about the football since then has changed your mind? Where do you stand?
There's nothing that changes my mind, because the problem here is, if you can explain to me why the Colts balls were not changed in any way at any point in time, the weather, the barometric, or whatever you want to call it, if you can tell me that it affected the Colts balls, then I understand that. But from my point of view, you cannot, and nobody's point of view, you can explain the differences with the balls. And so with that being said, yes, someone knew. Mm-hmm. Clearly someone knew. Tom Brady understood what type of ball that he likes. Mm-hmm. Now, he can say he didn't know that it was not, at the proper amount. He can say that. But he can't say that the balls were the same as all the other balls. He can't say that, because when I felt that ball, mm-hmm. I knew that ball was different from the other balls. There's no question about that.
You sure, Jerome?
And anybody, and listen to me, anybody who's played this game for a long period of time and has touched the football regularly can tell you the difference. Okay, now you sat there and asked a defensive lineman, yeah, he probably couldn't tell you. But a guy who handles the football on a regular basis can tell you that a ball is the difference from wherever it was, 10-5 to 12-5. You can tell the difference. That's not even a question about that part.
So Deflategate is not over for you, Jerome Bettis?
No, it's not over. It's not over for anyone. I mean, it's not over. It's not over, period. I mean, if you look at the Atlanta Falcons now, they look like, they piped in noise, right?
Yes.
So now there's a competitive advantage that they gained, right? Mm-hmm. So there's going to have to be ramifications there. So now if there's ramifications for the Atlanta Falcons, if there's going to have to be some ramifications there again if you find that there was an issue. And there clearly was an issue because the balls were not the same. So there was an issue. Now, the question is, who did it? If you can't find out who did it, then you know, hey, it was done, and you have to pay the penalty for that. It may not be as significant a penalty if we know who did it, but it still has to be some type of penalty because there was a competitive advantage that was reached.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.